It's time again for the WCS Korea Challenger League. Our final day here to find out the final 4 spots. And today I think is going to be our most exciting matches of the whole week because we've got really, really good players and totally different matchups. Yep. We don't have any crazy mirror matchup day today like we've had the other days where we have every single mirror matchup every single day.
I mean, without knowing how the matches will turn out to be, I would say from just looking at the names, this is going to be the best day that we had so far in the Challenger League this season. We have really good players here. We have a match that both of us and probably a lot of you also were anticipating for a long time now. Flash is going up against Koka, and that should be a really, really good game. Koka kind of making waves again. He went to League of Legends at a time where everyone just told him, like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why are you leaving right now? You're on the peak of your career. You're in tip-top shape. Why are you leaving? Everyone said, like, he's going to do big things in the individual league. He might even win a Code S back then. But now he's back in Starcraft, and he already showed that he is definitely picking up the skills once again.
Yeah, he's definitely on top of things right now, and he's got a really interesting opponent. He's got Flash as his opponent, who Flash was considered by everybody in the world to be the best player in StarCraft 1, but in StarCraft 2, he really hasn't proven that just yet. He's still got his huge fan base. Everybody's rooting for him. But I feel like it's kind of an ironic situation we have today because I feel like a lot of people are going to be rooting for Koka as well.
Yeah,
so it's going to be a big hyped-up match there.
It's not the only game that's going to be quite interesting to watch today. We have a match between Reality and Pig Baby, which is also going to be quite interesting. And then, last but not least, there's Life versus a Prolos player. He's up against Super. And Super actually has shown us really interesting games, especially in the Team League last season. So he's a player who can always take a game or two from the big names. Life himself, just victorious at IEM, and of course also at the latest match that we saw him play at the GSTL, is now in a position where he can go back to the Premier League again, where a lot of his fans, of course, want him to be. But can he really overcome the Protoss player?
Yeah, that's the question. Don't forget, we also have Effort starting things off, so another fan favorite. So we're just stacked with fan favorites all the way through here today. So going to be a really good day of matches. If you haven't, go on Twitter, go on Facebook, go on your chatting programs, message your friend, text them, say, hey, you're watching Challenger League, right, for Korea because the best matches are there, so definitely go ahead and spread the word on that. The thing about Life is he seems to be, and similar to Koka, coming back up to where he's supposed to be. So we're going to take a look at our results from yesterday.
Here we started things off with the Zerg versus Zerg. It was once again a mirror match day. Hydra with a 2-on victory over Kangho, whereas then in game number 2, Hurricane took out Hero, which was actually really interesting to observe. And then we had 2 smackdowns. Innovation just showing off his skills against Hyva, impressing the world once again with his TVZ, whereas in the last game we had a Terran versus Terran and Supernova showing beyond the door, and he has to go up into his opponents in the Premier League now, of course, whereas the CG Entus Terran player is going into this first season of the Challenger League in 2014 in WCS.
Now, Effort is up against True in our first match today. Then, as you mentioned before, 3 epic matches to follow. Pig Baby versus Reality, Koka versus Flash, and Life versus Super. Life versus Super are going to be a really exciting one. Koka versus Flash is going to be probably, for me, the match to watch. But even starting things off with True versus Effort, I think it's going to be a lot closer than most people think. Effort is a really, really good Zerg versus Zerg player, but True knows how to plan strategies and get into people's heads.
Yeah, Effort definitely going to be the favorite in the series. Not only the fan favorite, but also the one that has definitely the better track record in Zerg versus Zerg. True on paper looks like a complete underdog compared to Effort, but we've already seen a few underdogs taking the important games of really favorite players, so Effort is definitely not going to take this lightly.
Yeah, definitely not. Just looking at WCS Korea records, you can see that Effort is even better there, but we'll talk a little bit more about Zerg versus Zerg specifically in a second. Effort's got a weird tag, it looks like, on his earbuds. Almost looks like he's wearing an earring there, but he's not. At least I don't think he is.
Who, Effort?
Yeah, you see that? It's a tag on his headphones, right? It's not actually an earring?
That's an earring.
Look at that.
It's definitely an earring.
I'm not sold, man. Are you sure? I could never imagine Effort wearing an earring like that. I saw him outside before the match, is actually talking to his coach, but I didn't look at him closely.
That is an earring.
I mean, it looks like it.
It is an earring.
I'm having trouble believing you.
Why?
Because I just can't imagine Effort ever wearing that.
Well, I'm happy to take any bet.
Let's bet $5 on it, actually.
Let me win that dinner back that I owe you.
Okay, yeah, we can do this.
All right.
So, all right.
Earring
deal
sold.
on that one. Okay, this is actually...
That was definitely an earring.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Right.
I think it's actually like a tag, a little square-shaped tag on the
earphones on the cable?
earphone cord cable. Yeah. This is actually, I love little things like this, especially when we have this downtime suddenly.
We have to tell the admins to stop him later on and take at least a picture so that he doesn't suddenly leave the studio before we can check. Or we have to rush down as soon as the games are done. But yeah, we have a best of 3 coming up with 2 Zerg players. And Effort, with or without earring, definitely a strong player in the mirror matchup.
Yeah, really, really good. When he first played one of his first televised matches, he took DRG out in ZVZs at the time when DRG was looking dominant. I mean, this is a long time ago. But from then on, I think a lot of people looked at Effort in Starcraft 2 and said, this guy knows how to control his Zerglings. This guy knows how to control the mid-game. He's really, really strong.
I mean, he wants to go back into the Premier League, and he had a couple of seasons where he wasn't doing as well as he wanted to. For a long time, especially back in Wings of Liberty, he was looking as one of the dominant Casper players that we had there. Had a bit... I don't really want to call it a slump or anything. It was not that bad, but he fell a bit short. Like, a lot of people predicted he would go all the way, and that was not really the case. He was still playing on the tip-top level, but he never really had this massive breakout where he then suddenly stood in the final. So right now we have him up against another Zerg player. He's going up against True here in the first game in the Challenger League in the best of 3 here on Yeonsu. And starting to the top right, we have his opponent. This is
Jin Green Wings True.
So Jin Green Wings with a 40% win ratio in the matchup. Looking, of course, only at the offline games here and starting things off with an aggressive pool against his opponent to the bottom left of Yeonsu.
CJN2's Effort.
He has to face a 9 pool in this game, and in general, Effort really strong in the matchup. 15-5 leaves him with a 75% win ratio in ZVZ offline. And that's a crazy, crazy record. But this is a very aggressive opening that we see here for True. And Yeonsu is a 2-player map. It's quite small. So everything depends now on what exactly Effort is going to do. Will he go into a pool or will he start with a hatch first?
Effort just usually makes all the right choices. And I feel like just luck maybe on True's side. On the other hand, we have the 15th drone started. But no, there's the pool.
And that's really bad now for Effort. It could... sorry, not for Effort, of course, for True. It could be a lot worse on the other hand, because what we currently see from True is not just simply an early pool and then trying to rally the Zerglings across the map, but he's also going into the gas immediately. And this is kind of the build that these days is a lot more popular. For a long time we had 10 pool, 10 gas, but these days we have rather the 9 pool and 9 gas and then just the Baneling Nest as well. And this is something that we're most likely going to see from True very soon. And that means that Effort could still very well lose the game. He has to identify what's going on and then immediately work against the Banelings with Queens, with Spine Crawlers and good micro. If he can accomplish that, then he is in a really good position. He already spotted the Zerglings moving out, and him going into the 14 pool gives him a fighting chance in this game.
Yeah, it definitely does. And now that he knows what's going on, actually, I think he already saw with his previous Overlord, he's going to start Lings here. And I think he's going to want to make a Spine. He does have a Queen on the way as well. The hatchery will, of course, have to be cancelled, but he's going to wait until the last second to do so.
He's buying himself time here. He leaves the hatch there, doesn't cancel it right away, and he actually tries to save for now, at least bait those Zerglings in a little bit, trying to buy himself the time that he needs to get his own Lings into the picture. And by now, True already knows that things are going to get a little bit iffy for him. He's behind in Harvesters, and Effort has a really good chance at saving this hatch that will give him a lead in the Harvester, in the lava. It's all about how he handles those Banelings. That's the most important part for him now.
Yeah, and if the hatchery actually finishes, he's going to have so much more production. He runs away here. I don't think he's actually going to get that hatchery. The hatchery finishes, and now Larva's going to start to be produced. He sees the Banelings. All he has to do is target those down. It's only 2 of them. And he comes in from the back to try to catch reinforcements. The 3rd and 4th Baneling come in here as well.
Goes straight for the next ones, and here come those 2 Banelings. The Queen's in a good position, but is immediately being surrounded. Not the best position here. The Banelings detonate, take down and fuel the lava, but not all of them. Oh, the drones have to be really careful. Nice split here by Effort so far. A great job that he does here. Another Queen pops out and can help. And those splits are just amazing. The Baneling can't do anything here.
Yeah, the Baneling is just trying to figure out where's the best place to blow up. Might even be on the Larva there, so he can actually eliminate some of the production, but...
The Baneling just looks silly. He's like really confused and is like, I don't know where to go. Like, there's a drone over there, there are 2 on the left, 2 on the right, but like, which one do I try to target down? And now suddenly the Baneling is gone. A great defense here by Effort.
Yep. Game's not exactly over yet, but things definitely much better for Effort because he has 2 hatcheries. He doesn't have a Baneling Nest, he doesn't have a tech, he doesn't have gas, but he's still in a really good place for that extra production. He's got the Spine Crawler he can use to work against his opponent. He can have double clean production.
Yeah. We have 9 to 9 harvesters, so it's not like he didn't lose any drones at all, but the defense here was just simply amazing. We have the Queen now in the game, we have his Spine Crawler on the way to the low ground, but it's not over just yet. There are still units for True on the map, but the extra Queens that are coming out, they are going to help him so much to defend against everything. He can already block the ramp and he's getting an additional Queen. He has that hatch here. So things are looking a bit grim for True. He has to make it to account right now.
Yep, Banelings take out the Spine Crawler. Was already weakened from before, but these 2 Queens on the ramp should be enough to actually hold. He's got 1 Transfuse available. And with all the production here, I do not see True being able to do any more damage, and he can't transition.
Oh god, he's going to lose that 1 Overlord as well if he isn't careful here.
It's actually, I think, going to go down for sure.
Speed has been started as well now for True. He's really trying to just go from one attack into another, and 1 Spine Crawler is now being built on the low ground. And that's one of the times when Effort has to be a little bit careful. Yes, there we go. He goes into additional harvesters. If you build those Spine Crawlers, you lose harvesters, you lose income, and that's where he has to start to just get additional workers into the game. He's making all the right choices here, and he knows that True will be hard-pressed to transition out of it without an expansion. So the only choice that True has is go for another aggressive push.
And you know how ZVZ works is that there's no mystery here, because he's got the Overlord at the bottom of the ramp of True. So he knows, okay, exactly how many Lings are coming forward. Are you making a hatchery or not? You know, he has all the information here. Spine Crawler finishes, will target the Baneling immediately. Baneling gets out of range, but he's got 2 Queens, 3 Queens, 3rd Queen comes down, 2 Queens I think have transfuses, the 3rd one should soon, and that Baneling hit not good enough, not even close. And look at the supplies, just really starting to go in Effort's favor, who goes for a counterattack even.
There's nearly no comeback at this point. The speed will give him a bit of an aggressive position. Banelings on the high ground are really nice though, and that hit could have been a little bit better, but he takes out 5 Zerglings. That's already a really good trade. But the problem is really 2 bases against 1, 3 Queens against none, and 9 harvesters to 13.
Yeah. And speed is not going to be enough to turn this game around as long as he keeps the ramp walled off here. The Queens do come back. There's the wall on the ramp. He's got Lings as well, and if Lings actually can't get surrounded, speed doesn't even make a difference. Doesn't make your Zerglings attack any faster. It just makes them move faster. He's even got 2 bases saturated here, a 2nd Spine, as well as that Queen there.
Effort is just looking at the game and is like, okay, I know exactly what kind of position you're in right now. Why gamble? Why gamble? I do not have to do that. I can play a very safe game. I can invest into a 2nd Spine Crawler. I'm already far ahead. You have 1 more shot to take me down. If I have the 2nd Spine Crawler, I'm safe. I'd rather invest in that than lose the game. Yep. And here we go again. The Baneling's trying to blow up that Spine Crawler, and yes, the Spine Crawler will not go down since we have enough energy for the transfuse. GG has been called, and Effort with a crazy good hold against True wins game number 1.
That was really well done by him. Like you said, he didn't take any chances. He knew exactly what was going on with his Overlord. He saw, okay, you don't have a Queen. If you had a Queen, you'd probably be moving down the ramp, taking the hatch. I've got 3 Queens, 2nd Spine going up just because I'm going to be safe. And all those transfuses, it was funny to watch. I mean, it looked like the Spine was going to go down instantly. And even if it did, then it's like, okay, well, that's what you used your Banelings on, and now I still have 3 Queens. But the Spine didn't even go down because the Queens transfused it. It was pretty one-sided there at the end, but a great defense by Effort. And True, I think, is going to have to try a different angle here if he's going to win in game number 2.
This was just from start to finish a really good game that Effort played here. The delay on the... He had the option of cancelling the hatch. He delayed it. He went into the Queen first. He just waited out. Hold a few drones even to defend the hatch. He decided, alright, I'm going to go through with my hatch. That's going to be completely okay for me. And all the choices that he made were good ones. So he takes game number 1 and brings himself in the lead here. And we talked a little bit about the statistics earlier with the 75% win ratio for Effort and only 40 for True. Effort is definitely the favorite, and True needs good builds if he wants to make up for the difference. In the past, he was not the player that you would send out in a team match to meet a Zerg player. Effort, on the other hand, this is like his best matchup. So if True doesn't really have something marvelous prepared to take down Effort 2 games in a row, then I feel there's no doubt that Effort is going to continue to go to the Premier League. Yep. But he's not through just yet. Frost is going to be the 2nd map, and let's see what True has planned out for map number 2 in the best of 3 series here at the WCS Challenger League in Korea. Brought to you, of course, by Carl and Wolf.